after the kind of the schedule was published, I guess it took like really half an hour, 1 hour until all the flights from all the surrounding airports from Cologne, all the flights were sold out. People then organized bus tours and just went by car or taking the ferry across the channel. So
yeah, and even the club just organized or chartered 2 more planes, so 2 more flights, just especially only for the Cologne supporters. So everything was sold out, I think, in 4 airports. So we have Düsseldorf, Cologne, Frankfurt, and also Dortmund, which is quite close to Cologne. Everything was sold out.
I think the question is, were the authorities, were they as well prepared as they could have been? How many of those fans who were there, how many of them were actually ticketless, and how many of them actually had tickets, but maybe not tickets that they were meant to have purchased because they got them.
Videos coming out on Twitter and all around social media of them walking down Oxford Street and that. I was like, oh, hello. There's a lot of Cologne fans in town. But you know what? You always, anytime you play against German teams, they're always well supported. They always bring a lot of supporters. So I thought to myself, yeah, there's a load of them walking down Oxford Street, but it didn't really surprise me because I knew there'd be a lot. And then when I started seeing things like this 20,000, I was like, 20,000? That can't be right. It can't be right that there's 20,000 here,
Amazing. It was really like kind of a little bit like in Germany, you have this kind of marches to the stadium quite often, but this was of course a different league, like a huge crowd, so kind of very special, really special atmosphere, and everyone was like really super excited.
But then when I got to the stadium now, and I parked my car and I was walking, and all I could hear was German accents. There was bottles of drink all over the place where obviously they've been drinking, and I was like, hey, there's lots of them here. I mean, like, where I park my car sort of near around the end where a lot of their away fans come in. Normally you see a few away fans, but I mean, there was just like, nearly everybody was a Cologne fan.
Actually, if you ask people, so while waiting, I mean, the police blocked the road. We had to wait for like 1 hour, and people were actually pretty relaxed because you were asking, hey, do you have tickets? Well, it will be fine, or don't worry, we have tickets. So actually, to the guys I spoke, all of them had tickets, but with neutral colors because we're not allowed to enter with the Cologne stuff. So
even going up through some of the cordons, the stewards were saying, listen, you can't walk around this way. You got to go around the ground and stuff like that, and they don't normally do that. So that's when I realised that there's a bit of a problem and that they will find it hard to cope. You could hear helicopters up in the sky as well. So that's when you started to realise that there is 20,000 in town, and how they're going to cope with it.
The time when we just entered the stadium, so like everybody was wondering like, okay, so now we're in, and looking around like, okay, just getting off the neutral shirt and only FC shirts, FC merchandising articles, and we were just jumping around and was celebrating ourselves. Like, what really amazing atmosphere.
It seemed like about a third of the stadium were Cologne fans. So when they scored that goal, that's when you realised just how many of them there were.
Well, we didn't expect that at all. So I mean, kind of a lucky shot, but this is kind of the cherry on top of the whole day. I mean, of course, you go there expecting that Arsenal, it's a different league. I mean, obviously that we will lose. So this was kind of like completely crazy. Like, what the heck is going on here?
A lot of Arsenal fans are almost like, well, fair play to them. They haven't, they ain't been here in a while or whatever, and they're not being disrespectful to other Arsenal fans. So fair play to them. And the Cologne fans were obviously just there to get behind their team. They were out of order. The fact that they were, trying to rush the turnstiles, and that obviously loads of them have got in illegally. But they weren't in there to cause trouble with other fans. They were in there to watch their team, and just their support was really, really good. Because I met a Cologne fan outside, and he said to me, he goes, listen, we ain't been in this competition for 25 years. He goes, it's London, it's Arsenal, we've got to be here. So obviously they're looking on it like their big day out.